The member from Stearns, Representative Theis.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First of all, I want to make sure that you know who's retiring today. My name is Tama Theis. That is Deb Keel, even though somebody has changed our names. I have to tell you that in December of 2019, Deb and I and our husbands and the Speaker and some other folks, Representative Elkins, traveled to Israel. And I pre-warned Greg, I said, some people do confuse us. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Well, I went down to breakfast one morning. He comes running over to me and he said, I'm not going to say what he said, but go ahead. I almost grabbed Deb in the butt. And that's how the trip started. It was a wonderful time. I woke up on Friday, January 5th, not having a clue how my world would change that day. My representative, Steve Gottwald, had announced that he was going to be retiring and getting a real job. And by 4 o'clock that afternoon, I was running, and I had no clue. Like, we're talking no clue what this meant. But I said yes. I trusted God that this is where I belonged. And I often relied on Esther 4:14. You were born for such a time as this. And I hold that to me very often when things are challenging and frustrating, and then when they're absolutely wonderful. But now it's time for me to move on. I walked into this wonderful building for 5 terms to do the work I was elected to do. I remember walking in with Representative Hoppe one of the first days that I was here. And I always had somebody that was showing me where to go because I was going to get lost. I had no orientation. I came in a special. It was such a learning curve, you guys. It was just amazing. And anybody who came in a special knows that. It is an incredible learning curve. But my first LA, Gavin Hansen. Oh. I take full responsibility for the wonderful man he is. Because he is fully responsible for the representative that I am today. He held my hand. He held me when I cried. And then he told me to put my big girl pants on. It has been a wonderful ride. And then I sat next to Representative Swedzinski, who I had known in the early 2000s, and they put me next to him. I learned that I have to think for myself, not to believe everything he tells me. And of course, I did avoid some shenanigans because I asked too many questions. Finally, he'd just say, fine, this is what's going on. But thank you. It's challenging to enter this world from a special election, but I think it made me such a better representative because of it. I've learned to be very versatile, to roll with the flow, to do what I've been asked to do. I do have to tell you that one of the first times, the first time I met Representative Torkelson, he informed me that Representative Gottwald was his roommate, and he now had an empty bedroom. And I can't tell you how much that made me feel at home, because I'm used to being with guys. I've always lived with guys. I've never lived with women. So in a way, it was kind of comforting, but it was not going to happen. But it was just so much a part of how it's been. I have been so blessed. And it didn't take me long to realize that the journey here was in the works for quite a while. And I'm always that one that'll say, hey, Greg, did you notice this? This is how God's working? And he's like, yep, uh-huh. This was one time where he said, this has been happening for a long time. And he was right. I'd completed personal coach training, so I am a certified coach. and did that for a couple years. And then I also realized the wisdom of the 4 agreements, and that's another thing that really shaped who I am and what I do and how I make decisions. I'm going to tell you the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. That's probably the hardest one sometimes, especially in this job. The next one is don't make assumptions. So unless I hear it, I'm not going to assume anything. And always do your best. Number 4, always do your best. And I've tried to do that in every aspect of my life. I think what I think about a lot right now is Carol Burnett and how she used to end her shows. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just got started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say goodbye. But I'm not saying goodbye. I want to thank you so much for enriching my life. The memories are amazing. The sweaters that look like Afghans. Are you on your phone, Nathan? Sweaters that look like Afghans. Tolerating all my hugs and my tears for being such a girl in the group of my guys. And so much more. It's hard to put 10 years of memories into just a couple minutes. I have so much love in my heart for this chamber and all those that I see every time I'm here. Everybody. I've never felt so safe in a place. It has been, everybody told me when I came in, it's going to be the best time ever. And some days you're going to feel like it's the worst times ever. But it truly is the best times ever. Thank you so much for the memories. Thank you so much for the work. Thank you so much for how you grew me to be a better person. Thank you.